Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata232. As you may remember, Virata was going to be attacked. Chapter 13, Virata's cows stolen. The cows of Virata were being stolen. The cowherds were not able to protect them. The onslaught was so sudden. Under their very eyes, the cows were being taken away. They could do nothing. They were powerless against the rain of arrows and javelins, which were hurled at all of them. They left the cowsheds and ran to the court of the king. They cried out, "My lord, please come to our rescue. Enemies have entered the city, and they've taken away all the cows from the sheds." Immediately the king collected a huge army and began to march in pursuit of the offenders. It was a very big army. Elephants, horses, chariots, and footmen made up the immense army. The king had his brothers to help him. Satanika was one, Madiraswa was the second, and Suryadatta was the third. The eldest son of Virata, by name Virasanka, prepared himself to help his father, dressed in a magnificent coat of mail. They all set out to fight with the enemy. When the horses were being brought for the king's chariot, Yudhishthira came to the king and said, "Among my several accomplishments, fighting is one. I know how to fight in a chariot or on horseback. This cook of yours, this Valala, is a very great fighter. Also, these two men who are here to guard your horses and your cows. If you will allow it, we will all prepare ourselves to fight with your enemy and help you." The king was glad to have the help of these men. He called Satanika and said, "Get chariots and weapons for these 4 men. Kanka says they're all good fighters. Please hurry up and equip them for the fight." They were all ready. Yudhishthira felt that he was doing the right thing. It was but right that they should repay the kindness of the king, who had given them a home for the last so many months. He also knew that the king would need their help, since the enemy was Susharma, the Trigarta. His fame was great. Yudhishthira had heard about him from Arjuna. The army left the city and proceeded towards the field. The fighting began. The Trigarta brothers were powerful fighters. If Kishika had been alive, he would have routed their army in no time. But without him, the king found the enemy to be formidable. The field was already strewn with the bodies of dead soldiers. It was fortunate that the 4 Pandavas had offered to help Virata. They fought like forest fires. Wherever they went, destruction followed in their wake. It was a surprise to Susharma that Virata was offering so much resistance to his onslaught. He was amazed at the excellent way in which the Matsya army was fighting. Yudhishthira had taken charge of the entire army. He arranged it as a phalanx in the shape of an eagle. He occupied the head of the bird. Nakala and Sahadeva were the guards for the wings, and Bhima was at the tail. In this manner, they were able to attack the enemy very effectively. Thousands of soldiers were killed by Yudhishthira. Bhima killed double the number of soldiers. The twins were even more terrible. Nakula's victims were 3 times Yudhishthira's and Sahadeva's 4. Satanika was excited at the excellent help the Pandavas were giving him, and he fought well. Virata was proceeding fast, cutting his way into the army like a sickle, working its way into a field of corn. Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.